Hello everybody, this is Chase with ChaseNCredit. Hope everybody's enjoying the day today. I'm back again to talk a little bit more about business credit. Probably throw some personal credit in there too. In the other video we was talking about why closing a credit account will hurt your credit history, right? Gave a couple points on that. Today we're going to talk about why closing a credit account will hurt your credit utilization. And now this is important, right? Because this is another one of that 30% of the pie, right? That's going to affect your credit score. And when you got to think about it, right? You only got 100% of the pie. So if you got 30, 10, I mean, it's not much. The major areas that affect your credit score. So these are one of the ones that you really gotta watch out for when it comes to your credit score. So, you know, what do we mean by when we talk about the utilization, right? When you look at your credit report or online, especially on Credit Check Total, your dashboard, you see they show you your utilization, right? It could be 10, it could be 6, it could be 60. I mean, it could be 100. And what that means is it's going off your revolving credit ability. So say for instance, you got a $5,000 worth of credit allowance, right? Like the stores is giving you allowance, like your parents used to give you allowance. So what they're saying is, out of that $5,000 of a credit allowance that you have, say for instance you got 5 different credit cards and each one of them gave you a $1,000 credit limit, so that's $5,000. And say out of $5,000 that you have worth of credit available, you only used up, meaning you only charged up 1,000, right? So that's 1,000 out of the 5,000 that you had available, right? So they are going to look at that as a percentage of that 5,000. So, you know, what actually would that be, right? What percentage of that 5,000 would that be that they're going to have show up on your credit report, right? So if you got 5,000 and you used 1,000 of it, then that means you use 20%, right? You use 20% of your available credit if you have used 1,000, 20%. Now, there's all kinds of rules of thumb, and I've seen where they said the rule of thumb is don't use over 30%. But I also seen a lot is don't use over 6%. Now, I can share this with you. The utilization, the lower, the better, right? So let's just say for shits and giggles, it's 30%, right? But you go below 30, right? So you say, you know what, forget that 30, I'm gonna keep it below 20, right? Or you say, forget that 20, I'm gonna keep my utilization below 10, right? And then you're looking at some other people and you say, shoot, forget that 10, I'm gonna keep my utilization somewhere around, 2 or 3%. If you keep your utilization down here, in other words, almost pretty much you keep your credit cards paid off. You say, you know what, I'm not going to use my credit cards unless I can pay them off every month. your credit report, that 30%, it really adds on to your credit score. I can tell you that right now. And they're not counting you as a risk. So the closer you are to 100% of your utilization, meaning you didn't max your credit cards out, the lower your score is going to be. So it's a complete opposite. The lower you are with your utilization, meaning you don't really owe anything on your credit cards, your revolving credit. That's all revolving credit is your credit cards, not loans, not mortgage, not car payment. None of that is revolving. It is only credit cards. So the lower you are, that means the less risk you are, or less you're showing risk. Guess what? They are looking at you like you're a good risk. So that means the higher your credit score is, if that makes a lot of sense. So in theory, you really want to keep those old credit cards open. You don't want to close any accounts, because as you see, they're like backups. They're like your little army. They got your back. So as you go start accumulating new credit cards, you might have to use them go buy your new refrigerator if it breaks in the middle of the night or something like that. You got those old ones, the troops on the ground that's got your back, that's got those limits that can keep your utilization higher, just in case you got to go use one, right? So hopefully this helped you see how this math works. So you don't want to be stuck with just one credit card, because that one credit card, if you got to go use it, it's going to start messing with your utilization. So for all those out here to think, I just need one credit card, I don't know. It better be a huge credit card with a large amount of limit. So bust that myth. So the more credit you have available, the better your utilization going to be. So hopefully this helped you. And if you look at business credit, right, it's kind of like it doesn't really affect that. That's the easiest way to explain business credit. They don't. You look at the utilization. They do, but they're not pinging you for it as much as they are with personal credit. But if you're trying to build your business credit, guess what? They're going to check your personal credit. So if they're checking your personal credit when you're trying to go apply for business credit, and they see that you can't really handle your personal credit, well, guess what they're going to do? They're not really going to extend you business credit. So you see how they kind of work together. So keep your personal credit utilization low, so you look good in their eyes. So when it's time to go get business credit, you look good in their eyes, so they'll give you some business credit. You see what I'm saying? So again, this was Chase with ChaseNCredit. Just bringing you some more information. So please, whatever you do, don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to get out there and be chasing that credit, because you're going to need it. You got to have it. So have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.